Incredible developments in the Ukrainian army, big punishment for Russian commander. Hello, the Pioneer viewers. As you know, our agenda is the Russia-Ukraine war. The war continues in full violence on the front line. The parties continue to struggle to gain gains against each other. Allied relations are very important in times of war. Going to war requires defining friends and enemies in the international relations. Friendship and enmity may vary from it comes to the interest of states. The focus of states should always be on the ensuring the security and peace of their own people. Politicians who do not consider the interest of their own people can be punished by the people through the democratic means. The better allies the state have, the easier it is for them to meet their needs in times of war. The most reasonable way to combat the war economy is to sustain the war with the support of allies. Countries that succeed in gaining ally support are stronger and more dynamic. Following Russia's invasion attempt against Ukraine, many countries expressed their reactions. Embargoes and sanctions continue to be imposed as a result of increasing reactions against Russia. Russia, on the other hand, is experiencing troubled times. Developments since the first days of the war show that there are coordination problems in the Russian army. The Russian army has suffered significant losses so far during the war. Approximately 25% of these losses were caused by the mistakes of the Russian personnel. For this reason, a strong disciplinary process was initiated in the Russian army. According to the recent reports, a Russian commander damaged Russian air defense systems worth millions of dollars. In return, a large fine was imposed on the Russian commander. The Ukrainian army is increasing its combat power with new developments. The news and agenda in the past days was the harbinger of a new F-16s to be sent to Ukraine. European countries which support the Ukrainian army's war against Russia continue their assistance in this regard. The news announced by the Dutch authorities was greeted with great joy in Kiev. Now, if you are ready, let's examine the new fighter jets of the Ukrainian army and the developments regarding the Russian commander. As the Pioneer team, we continue to report on the Russia-Ukraine war. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss our daily map reports and reports on the agenda. I also read all your comments on our videos. Please continue to share your ideas about our content in the comments with us. Let's start if you are ready. The Pioneer reports. The statement made by the Dutch authorities in the past few days was greeted with enthusiasm in Kiev. The Netherlands announced that 18 F-16 fighter jets will be delivered to the Ukraine to support Ukrainian defense against Russia's invading forces. Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte announced that news in the published message in which he said he had informed the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky about his government's decisions on the jets. The statement made on social media reached thousands of people in a short time. Many social media users shared their comments. Government and military officials from both Kiev and the United States have spoken of the game-changing potential the F-16s should bring to the Ukrainian military. Zelensky has long wanted the fighter jets, but President Joe Biden said that not NATO allies could provide Ukraine with F-16s. As a result of the training and support provided to the Ukrainian pilots, the process has been completed in a healthy way. Ukrainian pilots who have completed their trainings are waiting to receive their missions. The Netherlands and Denmark, Belgium and Norway were the first countries to pledge F-16s to Ukraine, saying they would donate some of their F-16s to Kiev's forces. Last month, Romania opened a military center to train Ukrainian pilots on how to fly F-16s. The center will help Ukrainian military pilots complete their training. The delivery of the F-16s is one of the most important elements of the agreements on the military support for Ukraine. Dutch Prime Minister Rutte said in a message. Rutte sent a strong message that the decision confirms the Netherlands' support for providing Ukraine with the support it needs to respond to ongoing Russian aggression. Currently, Ukraine has used Soviet-era MiG and Sukhoi aircraft against Russian forces, but military experts say this newer, more advanced F-16s will give Ukrainian troops a significant upgrade. The air power the Ukrainian military will gain will give a significant advantage in controlling airspace. Ukrainian leader Zelensky also shared information about the F-16s on his social media account. Zelensky thanked Mark Rutte and the Dutch government for the delivery of 18 F-16 jets to Ukraine. He also expressed his gratitude to the Netherlands for its support in Ukraine's European Union accessions and negotiations. In the continuation of his statement, the Ukrainian leader shared his assessments about the front line, stating the state of war of the Ukrainian army. Zelensky said that the fight against Russia will continue decisively. According to the news that emerged recently, a senior Russian commander was sentenced to a large fine. The reason for the Russian commander's punishment was determined as the Pran-Steyr missile system hitting a railway bridge in St. Petersburg. The Russian commander paid for his mistakes with a fine. Russian officials said in a statement that the St. Petersburg military court upheld the allegations brought by the Russian Defense Ministry against the undefined commander who damaged the advanced air defense system. Following the approval of the allegations, the criminal process was initiated for the Russian commander. The Russian commander was charged with negligent destruction or damage to military property and ordered to pay a fine of 50,000 rubles and nearly 13 million rubles in the compensation. Russia's Pran-Steyr S-1 self-propelled anti-aircraft gun and missile system, believed to have a value of $15 million, was used by the Russian military throughout President Vladimir Putin's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The court's press service said the commander failed to fold the part of the equipment while passing under a railroad bridge on the city's Polkovskoy highway, causing damage. The court's statements was followed by the discussion of the losses caused by the negligence in the Russian army. Since the first days of the war, the Russian army has suffered many losses due to the negligence and mistakes of the military personnel. In recent months, a drunken Russian soldier crushed the S-400 air defense systems into the ditch into the Tula region. After the accident of the Russian soldier, it was determined that the soldier who made the accident was drunk as a result of the investigations in the region. Material damage occurred in the S-400 air defense systems that made the accident, while the allegations about the disciplinary problems of the Russian army remain on the agenda. The incident depends on the issue. No statement was made by the Russian authorities regarding the problems arising from the indiscipline and negligence of the Russian army. How do you think the F-16 fighter jets given to the Ukrainian army by the Netherlands can provide Ukraine with gains on the battle line? What do you think about the developments of the Ukrainian army from the first days of the war until today? How do you evaluate the punishments received by the Russian commander? What do you think is the reason for the lack of discipline in the Russian army? We care about your opinion. Please share it with us.